Good morning, traders. Welcome to this week's Elliott Forex and Cryptocurrency Market Analysis webinar. I hope you all had a great week. Right, so before we get started, guys, I'd like to issue out a warning. There are a lot of scammers out there, some claiming to be giving Elliott Wave theory, strategy, some going to an extent of copying our work, claiming them to be ours. Information has come through my attention that there are some websites that are distributing exactly what we are doing and charging as much as $2,000 and $3,000 for the course. So guys, be careful of that. So our work is legit. Why do I say it's legit? The only way you can check our work is to go through our website. This does not lie. The internet does not lie. We've been blogging for the past 5 years. So this is 4 years ago. As you can see, some of our videos that we posted 4 years ago, but we've been doing the blogs 5-6 years for the past 5-6 years, even though some we've not been posting on YouTube. So anybody who's been doing this after 4 years and claiming to be legit, you just have to verify with what we are doing and check who's copying who here. Okay, so be careful of that. I can only issue out a warning. All right. So one of the things that you can also see is that as much as we give you this analysis, so this is what I give you during the weekly outlook, the execution. I keep talking about the execution. Anybody can give you a market forecast, but what is difficult, what is challenging, as you would all know, is trade execution. Okay, anybody can forecast the direction, but when do you execute? When is that point that you say, I'm clicking, I'm buying, I'm selling? And when is this point where you say, I'm executing this trade, whether in loss or in profit? So that is what we have mastered there with our special indicator that we use. And that's what you will see here. So even our analysis, let's just start with the analysis that I've been showing you here. And I'll show you just one recent thing. This is a chart from the 17th of April. Have a look at this chart on the 17th of April. This is the video from the 17th of April. You can go check it out yourself. I want you to have a look at how we focus this, and nobody does it the way we do. Right, and I can say that with confidence because we've got a special way in which we do this, and some people just see this on our videos on YouTube. This is a free webinar where we don't give a lot of detail, but have a look at what we said of US dollar CAD on the 17th of April and look at what has happened since. So if you go to the 17th of April on our video, go and click on US dollar CAD. We've got timestamps. I want you to have a look at that. So this is the analysis that we did just the last month. So I want you to look at what we said and how that has played out. Okay, and you'll see that we've been giving updates almost on a weekly basis, indicating what was going to happen. So with this chart here, we indicated that that is the structure that we were looking at on the daily. We expected that to make a move. Look at that yellow. As I was focusing, look at that yellow. We were focusing that it was going to make that yellow structure and it was going to push to the upside. Okay, look at that. What are we looking at? We're looking at structures, and if you understand these structures properly, that is only the first part of it. Look at the structure in purple. I'm going to pause it there. Right, I'm going to pause it there. Maybe let me play it a bit so then we can go and have a look at how this has played out. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. If you look at this, I'm going to write over this with my white color right now. If you look at this, we said at this point, we were here. We said right at this point, we are going to make a move of over 1,100 pips. This is US dollar CAD, and we're going to drop another 1,500 pips to around this level. Now, if we go to your charts, let's go to the charts now and have a look at how US dollar CAD has played out subsequent to that. So this is US dollar CAD. If I just clear this for now, look at how this has played out. Where were we? This is a daily chart. Okay. And as I've been saying, it's easy to focus the market, but how do you execute? So this is where we were. We said this is going to push to the upside. It's going to make a move to the downside. That was that purple that you saw there. In fact, here, this was not the purple. So let me just show you what the situation was there. So this is what we said. You're going to have this yellow structure here. 1, 2, 3. We showed you that that's going to be a complex B correction. A complex B correction is what most people don't understand. Okay, so that's the complex B correction. We said it's going to push to the upside. How many pips has that pushed to the upside from here? 650 pips almost 700 pips to the upside from the point where we focused it. Where are we now? Exactly where we said it's going to drop in the purple structure. We still expect this to drop this much. We're already on our way. We've already dropped about 549. We still expect another 300 pips to around this level so that we can build this structure that we said was going to happen just last month. And this is on the daily, and this is what we expected. Okay, so now how do we determine, how do you execute a trade here? And this is the theme for this week. I'll show you exactly how we determine that this is ready, or this is ready for a move up, this is ready for a move to the downside. And if you go through our videos previously, we have indicated when we were executing the trade to the downside, when we were executing the trade to the upside here. All right, so that is how we focus the market, and that is how accurate we have been over the years, not just in the last month, over the years, over the last 4 or 5 years of blogging, of sending news videos on YouTube. That's how accurate we have been. Right, guys, we're going to get started now. So if you like our content, please subscribe to the channel. If you've not already done so, give us a thumbs up if you like our content, and hit that bell notification button so that you get an alert the next time we upload a video. And if you'd like to contact us, you can do so by going to our to the description of all our videos. You'll find our contact details there, whether it's a mobile number, Telegram channel, TradingView link, as well as the social media pages on Twitter and Facebook. Check out the timestamps if you're not interested in watching all the analysis of each and every chart. You can just click, as you've seen when I did with the USD CAD. You can just click on the specific charts that you are interested in. All right, so guys, our next course is the second course of the year. It's going to be on the 13th of July. It's just a week away. Now, if you'd like to be a part of the course, we have got a 25% special on the full course, 30% off the advanced one-on-one course. You can check that out on our website. Just remember, the lifetime plan special has ended. That is no longer available. Congratulations to those that have taken advantage of the lifetime plan. Maybe sometime in the future that will come back up. But what the lifetime plan means is that if you join us on a lifetime plan, that means you get access to all our services for life. So that's the advanced full course that gives you the basics and advanced principles of the Elliott Wave principles. The only difference between these two is that with the 30% advanced one-on-one, you get additional 3 one-on-one sessions when you take this full course, and you get a 2 years access to all our services. All right, so let's get started now. I'm on my website. This is our website, tradingwaves.com, trading-waves.com. Now, if you have visited, if you usually visit our website, you will have seen our chart of the week. I want you to see our chart of the week. Give you the chart of the week, and this is how confident we are with our analysis. The chart of the week in the past week has been New Zealand AUD, right? New Zealand AUD. Rather, AUD New Zealand. So we were in the blue box. Our blue box is our trademark strategy that we have developed, but we've developed it together with the special indicator that we use to confirm setup. So at this point last week, our indicator has confirmed that from the blue box, we're going to get a move to the upside. If you remember, we've been trading this to the upside for the past couple of months. And here it gave us another opportunity to get another setup from the blue box. So if you had been here, you should have made about 160, 170 pips, because this is how AUD New Zealand has played out. And you will see it as I do trade recaps as well. I'm going to be doing the trade recaps just now. Let's just go through to AUD New Zealand so you can see how that has played out subsequent to that chart of the week. Now, that was the chart before, and let's see how that has played out. Okay, let's go there on the 4 hour or the 1 hour. Let's have a look at it on the 1 hour so you can see that structure there. So that's it, or it was on the 4 hour. Let's just put it on the 4 hour so you can see. There was the blue box. This was a blue box. Executed the trade right there. That's where we said you must take the trade. Then how many pips have we moved up so far? Exactly as forecasted, almost 170 pips if you just checked out our chart of the week. Now imagine, if you remember, you have access to all of these charts, all the charts or all the pairs that we've got listed on our on our YouTube channels there. Now let's start with the trade recap. So we'll start with the very same chart, which is Audi New Zealand, just indicating how we forecasted this one here. So this was the chart before on Audi New Zealand. As you can see, we were focusing that it was going to give us this move here and a move to the upside. This was already on the 14th of May. This was the chart before. Let's have a look at until we get to the point where we traded this week here. So there was the one there before on Audi New Zealand, and this is how this one has been playing out. Let's have a look at it. Let's have a look at the update there. Just need to do that. All right, so that is how this one has been playing out. Look at that. So look at that. You saw the first update. Look at this. So the first one, we were still here. Even before we got to the blue box, we already had a forecast of the blue box and how we expected the blue box to play out, that it was going to drop and make a move to the upside, not just when we were already in the blue box. So we anticipate the trade. We don't chase the trades. So that's what we had on Audi New Zealand. Let's see how this has subsequently played out. So on the chart of the week, I just showed you the latest chart. So the second update is when that was already now in the blue box. As you can see, we're updating our members that it is in play. It's we're still expecting it to go to the upside. And lastly, on the update on Audi New Zealand, this is what we eventually got here. As you can see, the chart playing out as expected, like that. Final update, and that is the 170 pips, clearly explained and clearly posted for everybody to benefit from that. 170 easy pips. So last week we showed you how we traded 4,000 pips, just trading corrections. So let's have a look at some of the recaps of those corrections that we've been trading, some of those setups that we've been trading. So that is Audi New Zealand. Okay, I'm going to skip through the others. I just want to go to some of the charts that we've been trading here. Let's start with pound US dollar, so you can see the corrections that we have been trading here. So look at this one here. This is pound US dollar. So that's the corrective structure that we've been looking at. So we expected pound to give us a pullback like that and a continuation to the downside. How has that been playing out? So if you understand that we are in a correction, you'll be able to trade it cautiously like that. Look at how pound has played out eventually. Let's have a look at that chart. Chart after, that's the pullback that we have been expecting already. 329 pips just on this correction alone, and we are now expecting pound to make a continuation to the downside. More about the next move when we start with the market analysis. Let's go through the rest here. Let's go to the next one. That was pound US dollar. Let's have a look now at the next one. Next one is Audi. So it was just simply corrective structures. Look at that Audi before. What was the focus? Again, just a simple correction. How do we know that it's time for it to correct? It's because we understand the structure, the cycles. We're looking for this to be a simple ABC structure. I'm saying simple very loosely, but that's because we understand the cycle. If you understand the cycle, then it becomes simple. So let's have a look at how this one has played out. So there was Audi New Zealand. That is how it played out. So there was the chart before, chart after. Okay, 365 easy pips. Have a look at that. Right, so that was Audi. Let's have a look at the next one. This is our trade recaps. That was Audi. Let's have a look at the next one. So the next one is New Zealand, exactly the same as Audi. You'll see the chart here. We're simply looking for pullbacks. Okay, that was the theme for last week. So those pullbacks have now played out. We're simply looking for them to do that. How do they play out? Look at the next chart. You'll see exactly as forecasted. We understand that this is how the structures work. So that is how this one has played out. Look at that one. 318 easy pips. Next one. Let's have a look here. Let's go now to the yen pairs. Have a look at this one. 3 updates on this one. The first one, this was the setup. This is what we're looking at. We're looking for this one to come into the blue box, just like Audi New Zealand. Look at this one. We focused them before. So by the time it gets here, we're waiting for it. Okay. So that was our Audi yen. So have a look at the next update here for our members. So this is what we gave our members, that they must anticipate now that it's getting closer to the blue box. Okay, nobody trades the blue box the way we do. We've got a special way in which we trade the blue box because our indicator has to confirm. Not all blue boxes confirm. An indicator has to confirm that we've integrated into the strategy. That is Audi New Zealand. Look at this one here. Look at how this one has played out. So sorry, it's Audi Yen, not Audi New Zealand. 720 easy pips by understanding the cycle, understanding the blue box, confirming with our indicator, easy 720 pips. That is how this one has played out, and that's how we trade our setups, and that's how our members get them. All right, so that was the Audi Yen. So that's how this one played out very nicely. Let's go to the next one here. New Zealand, exactly the same thing. Look how we anticipate. Okay, look at how we anticipate. We wait for them. So this was Audi New Zealand. This one was quite a messy structure, but we knew that according to the cycle and the rest of the market, this needs to come down here and make a push to the upside. And remember, our members see this before they moves happen. So let's have a look at the next update as it was getting closer to the setup. This is Audi New Zealand. Look at that. So this is when we are letting the members that we are close. Now we're about to pull the trigger as soon as it gets into the blue box. Look at how it plays out after that. So this was the last update and how it has subsequently played out. 580 easy pips, and this is in just the last week alone. Okay, in just the last week, and this is how this is now playing out. Let's have a look at some more here. Okay, we're going to go to the market analysis shortly. I'm just going to show you a few more and then we get started. Now, I said that it's easy to focus the market, and sometimes you can have more than one view. So what I want you to see here is how we execute and how we get it right, even if we've got more than one view. Now, you have been looking at, I'm looking at Bitcoin chart here. Look at this setup here on Bitcoin. We have focused it, count this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 moves. So I want you to see how we get all of these moves and how we change when the market changes and how we get each and every structure. So let's have a look here at how Bitcoin has played out subsequent to this analysis here. Okay, so let's have a look at it. So this was Bitcoin, and how did it play out? Let's have a look here. How many moves have we got so far? Let's have a look. Let's count again. We've got the first one. So we've got the setup, which was first the move to the downside, 1, 2, 3, and we're looking for this one to make 4, 5, and 6. Okay, let me just get this one here, just one back here. So the first move I want you to see here, look at the white degree in B here. So 1, 2, 3, completing the purple, and then 1, 2, 3 for the purple here. So let's go to that one here so you can have a look at that. So where is that white B? That is the white B. Completes 1, 2, 3, right? Then you've got that 3 waves there in purple with his ABC, 4, 5. So 5 moves have played out so far. Okay, now look at how we get to this point, and we focus this in the 15 minutes chart. I want you to see that in the 15-minute chart. Let's go to that chart now. Is this the 15-minute? Let me just check here. That's the 1 hour. I want you to look at the 15-minute chart and how we focused that. So there was a before and the after. That is the chart on Bitcoin, and this is how it has subsequently played out. So we've got all of those 5 moves so far. We're looking for 6 and 7 to the downside, but what I wanted you to see is how we executed this part here for downside in the lower degree. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look at that in the lower degree. There we go. So now here's an update. So you have seen how we're expecting this to make this move and this move here. But what I want you to see in the lower degree, how we focused that we're going to get this move here up to this level. Now that is in the lower degree, which you don't really see on the 1 hour, but there was a setup in the 15 minutes. You can actually trade all time frames. So look at that, the focus on the 15 minutes that we're executing here. We're looking for this one to drop to around that level, and that is on the 15-minute chart. Let's have a look here. On the next chart, the next test update on Bitcoin. More of the cryptocurrencies on the crypto video, you can check it out there. So this is the 15-minute here on Bitcoin. Look at how it has played out. So from here, we have now come down to this level. Remember, the expectation was for this to make one up and one down. Now the confirmation, the indicator will confirm here whether we're going to drop straight or we're going to get one more up here. If we're going to go drop down straight, that means the trade whether we're holding here, we're going to keep it to the downside. Otherwise, we're just going to let it go to this level and come down. So that's how we trade, and that is Bitcoin, and more about the cryptocurrencies when we start with our analysis, which we're going to get into right now. Okay, so let's get started with this week's analysis. What do we start? What is the next move here in the next coming week? Okay, so you've already seen most of the setups there. Let's have a look here at the DXY, the dollar index. Where do we expect the dollar index to go in the next couple of weeks? We're still expecting this one. We're expecting this one to be a corrective structure and for this to make a move to the upside. But what you're gonna expect in the week, just expect this to come up around this level. There's a possibility it can do this. Okay, so just look out for it. We'll be watching it and waiting for confirmation. But let's see how this plays out here. So this corrective structure here in the Y degree, if it plays out correctively, then we know that it's going to make one more move before we get a move to the upside. Similarly, the euro will be just like that. So the euro can also just give us a three-wave structure here, a pullback here to around this level, and give us this structure before continuing to the downside. Okay, so let's have a look at how that one is going to be playing out. So I need to show you again the euro and how we looked at the euro. If you look at our chart here on our website on the euro, if I go to our instruments here, let me just go to our instruments, so you can see how we've been trading that move to the downside, almost 1,100 pips here on the euro that we forecasted from the top. So this is let's have a look at the euro. Let's have a look here at the euro US dollar. So you can see where this analysis comes from. So you have seen that we have been selling the euro for the last couple of weeks or last couple of months. Look at the daily chart on the euro. So the daily chart on the euro is from around this level. So this is to show why we have been selling the euro since, if you look at this here, let's just get the date, since the beginning, almost the beginning of the year. This was February the 20th, as you can see over there. So we have been selling the euro based off on this chart here. So from here, we've gone as low as about 1.0405 here. So let's have a look at how the euro has played out there. So the focus was from here at around 1.3, and let's see how that one has played out on the euro. Let's have a look here. So from around 1.3 on the daily, let me go to the daily here so you can see from where that move has started. So we have been selling the euro from here. Let's just show that here. So from here at 1.3, as you can see, to here, that's almost 1,000 pips to this level. So we have just been selling, even when we got setups here. We knew that this was an opportunity for another sell. From here, we sold. Actually, we started here with this move. We focused that it was going to get a move up here, and then we're going to get the drop here. So 1,000 pips on the euro from February. Obviously, that has been slow. It's 1,000 pips over the last couple of months up to this date. So that is euro. What do we expect of the euro? So we're still expecting that this is a pullback, whether this pullback makes a structure like this and continues to the downside, as I've indicated earlier on. That is the euro. Pound US dollar, the same. We're expecting just a pullback. You've seen the setup there on pound US dollar. Let me just see here if I still have it there. Pound US dollar. Okay, so this is what I've shown you earlier during trade recaps. This is what we expected for the pound. It has already played out. We've got this pullback. Now we're expecting this move. We've got this so far. We're expecting the move to the downside. So let's see if that we're going to get that in the coming week. Okay, so that is a pound US dollar. So the theme has just been pullbacks, pullbacks. Let's go to the lower degree here for hour. So you'll see that pullback is already played out. So we've got that in 3 waves as expected. 1, 2, 3. Are we going to get down here? So that's the expectation in the coming week. USDCAD, I've already shown shown you the detail on that one and why we expect this one to continue to the downside. You saw that YouTube on YouTube on the 17th of April, how we focused that this was going to make this move here to the upside, and the drop we still expect it to get up to this level, but you don't sell at this level here. What you want here is to get another entry to take you down all the way here. So if we get another setup here, maybe even a blue box setup that's confirmed by the indicator, then we can look to take it to the downside to around this level. So far, you're just going to be in this corrective structure. Let's see here if it builds so we can get an opportunity. US dollar CHF. So if you look at US dollar CHF, we're going to get a what looks like a 3-wave pullback here before getting a move to the downside. So let's have a look here. So corrective structure here, it's not going to go down just in a straight line. We expect it to continue to the downside. That is US dollar CHF. AUD US dollar, you've already seen this one during trade recap, how we expected this one to give us a 3-wave pullback. Now we're expecting a move to the downside here on AUD US dollar. So that is the expectation. It's exactly the same as rather New Zealand US dollar. The 3-wave pullback we already have here. So is this the 3-wave pullback? Are we going to start getting a move here to around this level? So let's see. The expectation is for this one to start making a move to the downside. New Zealand US dollar. US dollar ZAR follows US dollar CAD. So we've got this move. We pushed up from around this level here. So let me just go up to the daily here on US dollar ZAR. So US dollar ZAR, remember how we focused that this was going to make a push to the upside. We've got that move to the upside. With US dollar coming down here, I expect this one to continue like that here to give us a move to around this level. Then we'll update the structure on US dollar ZAR. All right, so let's move on to the yen pairs. Looking at the yen pairs, pound yen, just like the rest of the pair, yen pairs has made 3-wave pullback, so we're expecting one more up here. Okay, so the RSI strength is not showing that we're still going to have more upside here. We're going to have a move to the upside, but the move to the upside will not be sustainable. We're still going to push to the upside, but if you look at the divergence, there's a very strong divergence here on pound yen. So that means at some point here we're going to start seeing this reversal here. Let me just show this divergence here. Remember, this is not the strategy that I'm using here. I'm just showing you divergence. Divergence is straightforward. Anybody knows divergence. So we're making these higher highs here, but as much as we're going to get this move here, the sequence is going to end around this level, and we're going to get a move to the upside, to the downside. But so far, we're still making a push to the upside. No sign of a reversal as yet. All right. So the next one here is US dollar yen. Let's have a look at US dollar yen. US dollar yen, the same. I'm going to go to the 4-hour, made a 3-wave pullback just like the rest of the yen pairs. So it has been a theme of pullbacks until we get this breakout in the blue box. As you've seen with Audi and New Zealand, it was exactly the same. So we've got this move here. We can get a pullback and one more move to the upside before we get the reversal there on US dollar yen. Euro yen, exactly the same, 3-wave pullback. We've got a move to the upside. So we focus on these 3-wave pullbacks. We're going to get a move to the upside. We've got that one, blue box, and then a move to the upside. Even though we didn't show this one, we only showed you Audi and New Zealand yen. It was exactly the same. They're all making these 3-wave pullbacks. You see the market moves exactly the same way. If it's a yen pair, we know that it's going to do the same thing mostly. Okay, so that is another one here, 3-wave pullback here on CHF yen, blue box area here, and a continuation to the upside. The expectation is a pullback and maybe a continuation to the upside for the one last move to the upside. Audi and New Zealand, I've already shown you this. So we've got the blue boxes on Audi and New Zealand as well. We've got this move here. This one is going up in 5 waves, so we should see a pullback here before we get the last one here on Audi yen. New Zealand, you've also seen this one during trade recaps. Exactly the same. We've got this one here, 3-wave structure. I've shown you this. I will focus on this one to come in here and push to the upside. We should get a pullback and continuation to the upside. Don't forget to subscribe for our course. It is the next live course on the 13th of June. It starts. That is a live one. So you can get a recorded one on the website. So you can start watching it before we get the live one started in June. So look at CAD yen, exactly the same. The theme was the same. Look at how this one is playing out. We've now got a push to the upside. We've now got a pullback here. Now, this is a very nice entry point, which you've already got here. So we're looking for this one to just do this, give us a 5-wave move to the upside. That is CAD yen, and those are the yen pairs. Now, if the yen pairs are pushing to the upside, what do we expect? Of of gold. We're expecting gold to start making a push to the downside here. So we've got that one here. We're expecting gold to continue to the downside. If you watch previous videos, you will understand why we still want gold to come to the downside, as well as silver. So silver, if you look at it here, it looks like we've got a complex running flat there. So a structure like that, 1, 2, 3, we expect silver to start making a push to the downside like that. That is silver. Platinum, let's have a look at platinum as well. So this is platinum. Making another 3-wave structure here on platinum. We still expect platinum to give us this structure. That looks to have completed. Very nice one here for downside here on platinum. We'll be expecting a move to the downside, so keep an eye on that one. Brent crude oil. Let's have a look at Brent crude oil. Could we have reached the end of the move here? So it looks like we are making an interesting structure here. We've got what looks like 1, 2, 3 here. 1, 2, 3. If we start reversing from there, we can have a structure like this, but this needs to be confirmed by the reversal around this area, so we can get the structure that we've been focusing for some time here, where we can get possibly structure like a possible structure like this. Now, if we get this, then the last structure we're gonna expect is a move like this here. Let's just show it here. So remember, it does not have to play like this. So what we want here is confirmation that this is going to drop. If we get that confirmation, then we start selling it to around this area. But let's watch this one here. It should come down essentially, even if it is a pullback. But let's see here how it goes in the next coming session. We should see a move to the downside here on oil. All right, so that is oil, pound Audi. Pound Audi, straightforward. You've seen this move here. We've been focusing that pound Audi was going to drop from around that area after making that structure. Watch the previous video. It's just playing out exactly as we focused it. So any pullback, we'll expect pound Audi to continue to the downside. Pound New Zealand, same, right? So pound New Zealand, although it's not dropping fast right now, we still expect it to do the same here. So we've got that move here. We expect this one to continue to the downside. If we get a pullback here, we expect pound New Zealand to continue the drop. Okay, that is pound New Zealand. Pound CAD. Pound CAD has made a 3-wave pullback around here. A very nice corrective structure here, flat correction here. Has made a move to the downside. Any pullback is an opportunity to sell, but you should have sold it here, okay, when we showed that this is a corrective structure that is now coming down here. Now, any pullback, you can look to sell pound CAD. So all bearish. Pound CHF as well. Now with pound CHF, you may get this one pulling back to around this level, giving you a structure like this. Remember, we've been saying sell when this one got around this area here with this structure. Complex B correction there. Look at that structure. Clear ABC structure here on pound CHF. ABC, looking for this one to come down. Okay, so that is ABC structure on pound CHF, looking for this one to give us a continuation pattern to the downside. So the moves have been straightforward. That's why I'm not even showing you higher degree structures this week. I'm just showing you the corrections and what we expect of the moves going forward. Euro pound. Okay, so Euro pound, looking at this one. So I just want to go back to Euro pound so you can see the forecast that we have here on our trade recaps. Let's go to Euro pound. Just want to see Euro pound here so you can see the forecast and how it's playing out. So this is Euro pound. So if you look at Euro pound, the chart before here, that is actually, okay, that's the one. So that is the chart before on Euro pound. When it made this pullback, we expected it to push to the upside. So let's have a look at how this one is played out after that. So that is the one here, and the next one here is this one. Okay, look at that here. So that pullback, that is the pullback. We've made a move to the upside. It's not going up. It's not going up impulsively, but just showing you that we're focused on this. So these are not the kind of trades that we like. We like fast-moving trades with impulsive moves, because those are quite fast and they don't push you through an emotional roller coaster. Okay, so that is Euro pound. Let's have a look at the rest here of the Euro pairs. Euro Audi. Okay, let's have a look at the Euro Audi. Let's look at the forecast here. Do we have it here? Let's just check here if I've got it on the forecast here. There's Euro pound. This one is Euro Audi. Look at how we focused the Euro Audi, the move to the downside. Look at that here. So that was the focus on Euro Audi, that we're going to have a 3-wave pullback and the downside. How does that play out? Easy, easy, easy moves when you see these corrective structures and you are able to execute them. Look at how it has played out. Although we did not get the drop, the impulsive drop, we've got a corrective structure, and with this corrective structure, this may have ended here. But in any case, this is an easy 435 pips pips, we can then expect this one to drop like that unless this one's to make a double correction like that. Okay, so we'll see which one confirms here. Let's have a look at the current structure here on EURAUD. Let's have a look at it. So with the current structure, we've got what looks like a three-wave corrective structure. So I'm indicating this, just make it a bit bigger so you can see clearly. So this is EURAUD. So the focus was for this one to make three waves that you have seen here. We've dropped 400, but that 400 has dropped in a corrective fashion, which means we may get this one making another three waves here before the drop. So what we need to do here is to wait for this one to confirm here. So if we get a corrective structure here, we know that this is going to be invalidated and we're going to drop. Okay, so two options there. Either one, we should be able to catch it when it plays out. All right, so this one is Euro New Zealand showing more upside as well. So we're looking for this one to do this and drop from here. We have dropped, but dropped down correctively. So I'm expecting this one to be completing this corrective structure here and see if we're going to get one more up here before the drop. But this is looking more like an upside move than a down one because it has come down correctively. So that means it's a continuation pattern. EURCAD, just like PoundCAD, has made this nice flat regular for a corrective structure here. Now we'll be looking for this one to just pull back here, maybe a three-wave structure and the downside. Don't just sell an impulsive move. We don't sell impulsive moves. Otherwise, you're not going to know where to put in your stop there. EUROCHF is giving us what looks like a nice corrective structure. We forecasted these moves as well. That was a corrective structure, just like on PoundCHF. But we are now looking at this one dropping like this. This is a corrective structure here with a complex P correction. Look at how this one is going to drop here. We're looking for this one to continue the drop to the downside. That is EUROCHF. All right, so that completes the Euro pairs. Let's have a look at the crosses. You've already seen AUD New Zealand. We forecasted this one. This was our chart of the week. Look out for our chart of the week also on the website again for this week. 1, 2, 3 has already made a move to the upside. Expect just a pullback and continuation to the upside on AUD New Zealand. AUDCAD, expect this one. Two ways that this one can play out. We can have this one coming down around this level, make a push to the upside, and then a drop, or we can drop from current levels. So whichever one it is, we just want to see the corrective structure complete and then the drop. All right, that is AUDCAD, AUDJPY. It's all Audi structure, so they should essentially be similar. So if you get a confirmation here, we could get this one coming down here for one before we get the last push to the upside, because this is a corrective structure, but it's a pretty complex corrective structure. So let's just have a look at it, dissect it. So we can have this one pushing to the upside, making this complex P correction here, and we can have this one making a structure like this. You can see that that's three waves. We can have this one pushing to the upside, making the three here, and the last one to the upside. So let's see if this one can push it slightly up higher before it can drop in this move fashion, and then we look for this to make a move to the upside. Okay, so that is AUDJPY. That is AUDJPY, New Zealand CAD. New Zealand CAD, just a pullback here. Just a pullback here in, this looks like a 5-wave move, so we'll expect this one to come down in 3. So if it takes this low, it means we're going to see more downside. Even if this bounces back here, we'll expect it to continue like that. But this is not a trade at this stage. Still looks like a impulsive move to the downside. We'll look for an opportunity to enter on that one. New Zealand CHF still coming down correctively, but this is going to give us one more down here. We're going to get one more down here even if we do this. So one more down, only then will we expect to get a move to the upside like that. CADJPY. CADJPY is an impulsive move to the downside. It's an impulsive move to the upside. We'll expect a corrective structure here. We'll expect a move up here. We can possibly get a bigger corrective structure like that. At this stage here, we need to see this move, this corrective structure, to determine whether we're going to get a move to around that level. Let's see how that plays out on CADJPY. Not clear at this stage. We'll be watching those. All right. Let's have a look at the indices. The indices have made 3-wave corrective structures. Now the question is whether the upside are now going to be sustainable. This is the blue box area. We've got a move up around this level. We'll expect this one to start making a push to the upside from that level. Okay. Remember, we focused these reversals on the indices. Let's have a look at the Dow as well. The Dow Jones Industrial. Actually, the Dow Jones Industrial and the Dow Jones Transportation is where we get our direction from. from the Dow theory. Look at this one here. It's a three-wave structure. Are we going to get this one sustainable? We have to get a entry structure here for more upside. The indicator needs to confirm that this is a WXY structure that is going to get us a move to the upside. Okay, so that is Dow Jones Industrial. The Dow Jones Transportation, similar, just slightly different in the structure, but it's essentially the same structure. As you can see, this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 3. Let's see if we're going to start getting a move to the upside like that. Okay, so it's a simple WXY corrective structure. Again, we want to see if we're going to get an entry here from the blue box. Did not quite reach the blue box, missed it by a few pips, but that's fine. We can still get a move to the upside. Looking at the NASDAQ, let's have a look at the NASDAQ now. Okay, so the NASDAQ has made a three-wave structure in a ABC format. ABC. Now I want to see if this is going to be sustainable here. We can still get a move to around this level. So only focusing that short move up to around that level. And then that is the NASDAQ, the UK 100. So the UK 100, we've already forecasted this three-wave pullback and that this is going to make a move to the upside here. Look for this one to push to the upside. We've already got that. Remember how when we forecasted the NASDAQ before? This was the end of the move here. We had this as an ending diagonal here. This was the ending diagonal. I'm not drawing it cleanly. Let's see if we can try better. So this was the ending diagonal here on the NASDAQ. That's the ending diagonal. Excuse my writing. Okay. So after that, we've got a pullback here where this one made a sharp pullback and we started getting an impulsive move to the upside. A pullback here, that was a corrective structure. Blue box here, looking for this one to start making a move to the upside. So let's see here what we get from around this level. Likely there's a possibility we can get this one as a W, X, a Y before we get the move to the upside. So let's see which one happens. If we get it here, we'll be buying it around this level for a move to the upside. That'll be a WXY structure there. Right, so that is the UK 100. The DAX was our chart of the week. I think a couple of weeks back, DAX was our chart of the week where we were looking for this one to break out of this structure, which has already happened. Now the question is whether this is going to be sustainable. You just need to get a continuation pattern here for at least a move back to around the 15,600 area. Okay, so that is the DAX. The next one is the Nikkei. Nikkei, the same. So the Nikkei and the DAX had been giving us these structures here. So we've got a pulsing move here, we've got a pullback here in 3, and we'll be looking for this one to make a push to the upside, which is already broken out of this structure. Let's see if we're going to get this one making a push to the upside. Now, if you remember, the structure on the Nikkei has been this all along. We've been looking for this one to give us this bigger WXY, and when the bigger WXY was complete, we expected this to make a push to the upside, and that's what we have on the Nikkei. Right, the Nifty. Let's have a look at the Nifty. That is the Nifty. Still looking pretty bearish though. So we've got what looks like a running flat here. Let's have a look here. Running flat, complex running flat here, looking like this, where we can still get one more down here. This can still give us one more down before we get a push to the upside, giving us a nice WXY in red as follows. So we can still get this one coming down here before we get a push to the upside. And that's all I have for you for this week. If you like our content, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so, and hit that bell notification button so you get an alert the next time we upload a video. Thank you for watching. Cheers everybody. Bye-bye.